A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this collective reading. Today I would be doing a tarot card reading actually. I have the message with me, but I would still be using the cards in order to share some more insights. This is for all those people who resonate, and I honestly feel that if you're here, it's not a coincidence. This message is for all those people who have been doing inner work and ascension via romantic journey, like they found love or they found someone, but all of their lessons are around finding true love, unconditional love, because you guys are doing something different than what others are doing. Other people, don't look at the 7-8 billion people on this planet. You are a light worker, you're an earth warrior, and you've been sent here for a cause, for a reason. Your purpose on earth is to share the vibration of this planet. So you're not going to be given the regular lessons. Our goal is not to add the ego layer. Our goal is to in fact release the ego layer. So this is to remind you of who you are as a soul, to remind you how powerful you are, how amazing, how brilliant you are, and that you don't need to worry because you're on a good path. You're seeing a lot of people. The first thing that I pick on is you see a lot of evil people around you. You see a lot of bad people around you. So such people, when they get gifts, they usually misuse it. They usually destroy other people's life, and they use their gifts and their confidence to ruin other people's life. You're so different. You're not at all like this. You're a person who's moralistic. This is for a person who's moralistic. This is for a person who will always follow the righteous path, who will always be on God's path, who's looking for nothing but true love, and loyalty and honesty matters you the most. You don't compromise on your moral values. You don't lie, cheat. You don't do all those things. You don't pretend to be somebody you're not. And this is like rare on this planet right now. You see, if you look at your own phone, anybody's phone, everybody's phone is literally a red light area nowadays. There are so many distractions. There are so many sexual innuendos. So many things they have been created specially to keep people stuck in the lower 3 chakras, like never get out of the blockages, never be able to establish in their own being, which is Swadhisthana sacral chakra, never get the genuine confidence that they're born with, which is Manipur chakra, the city of jewels. They're stealing your jewels away. And then you have the Muladhara, the root, the foundation. They are not letting people, the people on earth, the programming, the societal programming, it's not letting people to form a strong base or foundation. So your 3 chakras need work. You need to heal your chakras, and your chakras are already healed, by the way. Let me correct my language here, my vocabulary. Your chakras are already working fine. They're already healed. But your personality or your identity is out of alignment with the chakra energy. So you need to come into alignment, just like how they do the alignment for cars, how they do wheel balancing for the cars, vehicles. Similarly, you need to come into alignment so that you can start benefiting from your activated chakras, because the chakras are already working, but the energy is not reaching to you. The blockages are not allowing you to get the benefit from them, because this is to remind you how powerful you are as a sexual being, as a spiritual being, and also as a body. You don't need to like choose one of them to work through. And you're not here to take sannyas, or you're not here to leave, renounce everything. You're here to get married, have children. You're here to be in the material reality while being a spiritual being and coming into your spiritual potential, your spiritual power. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so the first card is telling me that you need some time alone in order to gain a deeper understanding of yourself, or you need to remove yourself from the monotony of not a monotonous routine, because what you're going to enter into is being with yourself and finding your true power. So you need that, but you need to step out of the daily grind. You need to find your spiritual self. As I just said this, literally, it's interesting that I just said this. You need to find you need to get in touch with your spiritual self, your sexual self, and your material self, all three selves, okay? And you need to get like really confident with who you are. And so we need you to be alone at least some time in a day, completely alone, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. If you're already living alone, that's the best thing. If you're already doing it, then continue to do it, okay? And this is the time, next 2 years from now, like till 2027, this is going to be a really, really important time for you. This is going to set a lot of things into motion for you. And I feel that a lot of you who are watching this, you're going to do well. You're going to thrive a lot in the coming 2 years. So much so that literally your whole life, you're going to do well based on that. So you're going to create a really rock solid foundation, and you're going to create like a lot of self-love. You're going to deny all the things that don't align with you. You're going to say no to a lot of things that don't align with you. But at the same time, you're going to learn the technique. It's a very important technique to find good in everything, even the negative things. So let's say you are going through something negative, a difficult situation, you're dealing with difficult people. But what is positive in that? What are you learning through that? A lot about yourself, about your power, about your true power, about your potentials, about the fact that you can do it, okay? And this reading, now this point especially that I just said, this is going to enhance your third eye chakra, because you need to close these worldly eyes. So when I say you need to get out of the daily grind, is that you need to disconnect from the worldly world. You need to connect with your inner wisdom, your inner power, and your inner joy. And that can only happen when you actually truly disconnect with the worldly grind, okay? Whatever the world is doing, the illusions, the delusions, how they put fears into you, how they tell you that you cannot do this, you cannot do that, you cannot be this, you cannot be that. And most importantly, there are some people around you, and if it's a romantic interest, and I think all the pain that you have, all the suffering you've gone through is because of the fear of losing the one you love. It can be more than one person. It can be a bunch of people. It can be certain number of people. It can be just one person. But you're being taught to live in survival mode, actually. You've been taught to walk on eggshells all the time, live in fear, act out of survival mode, act out of walking on eggshells. And that's the reason why you're suffering. That's the reason why you're in pain. Because you're supposed to be in the here and now. And that's what your third eye chakra does to you. It brings you into the here and now, and you're not scared after that. You don't care about what the next minute or the next hour or the next day is going to bring into you. You're not scared of losing anybody or anything. Okay, suddenly the light is working. Fine. We're happy with whatever we get. Next is... Now, this is very, very, very important for the reading especially, because I'll tell you, it's a great thing, it's an awesome thing actually, to find out the evil of this world, to figure out who's bad, who's narcissistic, who's not good for you, who's putting in, too much criticism, who's telling you to get derailed from your actual path. All of that is great, because you can do a lot with that information, because you can then decide who to be with, who to not be with, where to spend your time. And like I just said in the first card, it says that you need to be alone as well. You need to be by yourself so that you're not depending on these people. But it's very, very important to look at your own negative talk as well, because you're like trained to criticize yourself. You're trained to tell yourself you can't do this or you can't do that. You all are supposed to be your biggest lover, but you end up becoming a hater. You end up becoming someone who's not cheering your own self, who's not saying, go ahead, you're confident, you're amazing, you're with God, you can do, because you've looked at a lot of narcissistic people, you've looked at a lot of negative people, and you're scared of their confidence. You're scared of what they did to you or your other loved ones, or or to themselves as well. You don't want to be like them. You don't want to be like them. But the problem is, you need to take the positive from them as well. You need to see that they also used some kind of positive energy to get by. Whatever they knew, that's all they knew. They are not as lucky as you to get inner work, to get this awakening. Had you not received awakening, had you not been here today, you would have probably been like all these people who are unawakened, confused, and with whatever given tools they have, whatever little they know to survive in this worldly world, they put that into use and they run their lives. So this negativity or disappointment with your own self, with your own life, with your destiny, with your experiences, whatever it is, this has to go. You have to be a completely new and different person in order to attract a new and different kind of life. If you're not happy with all the options you have, if you're not happy with whatever you've received, you feel regret, you feel that none of it is working for you, then you need to sit and think. You need to write it down, you need to journal it, or you need to figure it out. You need to create a different strategy for your life. You need to change who you are completely. Okay, these other people are loud and negative and pessimistic and mean and rude and critical and this and that. But what about you? What you're doing to yourself? That's not nice either. And I'm not saying you're doing it on purpose. This is where you need to play the game right. This is where you need to put the cards in the right order, because you need to figure out, and this is going to heal your heart, because your heart needs healing. Okay, this is where you need to actually check yourself, like checkmate, mind checkmate. You need to cross check your own thoughts using your awareness as a tool. Every time you're low, every time you're negative, every time you're sad, you have to look at what you're thinking. How fast is your mind rushing? And sometimes it can be a health thing also. Maybe your blood pressure is low. Maybe you need to eat something. Maybe you need to eat some dark chocolate to revive your energy. Or you need to go out for a walk. Or you need to take a salt bath. Or you need to journal something. Or you need to chant. It has to be something that is going to fix you. And you have to find it out. You have to be a detective and find it out. Because you got to be your own bestie. You got to be your own cheerleader. You got to be your biggest fan. And that's going to change everything. Trust me. Because you're going to then look for ways to see the next card, Temperance. It says that when you do this, when you cut out the negativity, when you cut out this chatter, when you do not accept, when you say, no, I will not listen to you, the voice, external as well as internal, because many a times it happens. You can get nightmares, you can get bad dreams, you can get some kind of, like documentary you can watch some kind of program, some movie, something can trigger you, anything can trigger you for that matter. And suddenly you'll notice yourself going into a downward spiral. Let's say you have a friend who always looks at negativity, or you have a family member who's always sad. Every time you sit with that person, they're always crying, and there's a lot of covert narcissism. Or if they're not bad, if they're not pretending to be that way, maybe it's their destiny. Maybe it's their destiny. They are always looking at what's not good. And even if you try, even if you want to revive this person, you can't. Because they cannot operate in that energy. They cannot operate with awareness. So instead of getting pissed off with them, or instead of becoming like them, you should look for your own self and look for your flaws and look for what's good for you, what's working for you. And sometimes, what people do is, even if they're progressing, they are not talking about it. They don't talk about their progress. They don't talk about their achievements. They don't talk about their wins. They constantly talk about what's bad, what's not working out. they're literally looking for bad things every day. They're looking for negativity every day. They're looking for all the horrible things that can go wrong to them every single day. They don't look for the positive. They don't look for the progress. They don't look for how much they've changed or how much they've transitioned or what are the new things that are happening in their life, which is why they sort of keep going back to the old habit patterns. And once you yourself forget about the outside people, the outer world, the external reality, you're going to find inner peace. Some of you have already started touching it, and some of you have started spending more time in inner peace and less time in self-criticism or hatred or regret. So you can taste the inner peace. You do have a good perspective on things, and you can see other perspectives as well. So you're not accepting anything on face value. You're not accepting anything like, okay, this is what it is. This is what it is fine. But you're not somebody who is accepting things that lack harmony or that lack that true raw fire that needs to balance the sacral chakra, that needs you to establish yourself in your own being. You're just going into this temperance energy, which creates more and more balance, which creates moderation, and it creates patience. And you're patient with yourself. You have to be patient with your own self. Because if you're not going to be patient with your own self, who else will? Who else will? Other people won't be. Maybe 1 or 2% can be, but not everyone. And even those 1 or 2 people cannot be around you 24/7. All right? So the next progression I see is, I see that some of you are going through a lot of up and down, which means highs and lows. So let's say you figure out the whole peace thing. You find out about solitude. You fall in love with who you are. And you can, by using awareness as a tool, you can figure out when you're negative, when you're disappointed, and you're able to change it. But let's say there's a certain specific situation. Okay? Let's say out of 10 things, 5 or 6 things fix. They change because of a change in your identity and personality, your image makeover. But you are focusing. So this is 5 of Cups telling me that your focus goes back to the things that have not yet turned out as expected. Because everything doesn't happen in a day, okay? It can be a little bit of a slow process for A, B, C, but D, E, F, and G, H are doing fine. And there was a time when D, E, F, and G, H were not doing fine as well. So you're not looking at the 2 cups that are standing upright. You're looking at the 3 fallen cups. And then you can't focus because so much focus is going on that whole negative thing that it's actually literally draining you completely. And then you're like sad, regretful, and again getting disappointed. So all the work that you do with temperance goes for waste. Okay, so I'm literally speaking step by step how I've been shown here as universe wants us to see. Now, if you focus all the time on what's wrong and how you failed and that you're still not able to change that situation, then my advice is every time that happens to you, you have to pull yourself out of it. You have to look at the 2 upright cups or the 10 upright cups, or this is just symbolism. Just look at what's good. Even if it's 50%, even if it's like 40%, but you have to look at what's changing and what's good, and you have to keep doing it. And this is your self-talk too, throat chakra, water energy, emotions, femininity, being calm. Because if you're gonna regret and be in this energy, then you're not gonna feel happy. You're always gonna feel that you're having a lot of setbacks and you will not forgive yourself. It's not about forgiving others as much as it's about forgiving yourself for the mistakes you made or the way you've acted, because we are like always like angry at ourselves. And that's the part that we need to change completely. Okay, and let's see what's the next message. Okay, wow. And this is cool because if you can do it, the first thing that's being shown to me is death. When you turn this around, you will feel that a very significant spiritual transformation has taken place, because the old image, the old identity dies. It's very important. It's a part of ego death. It's a part of you changing. It's a part of old things getting ended into ending space, which is so important, because if that doesn't happen, and then you have to grieve it, not the fake crying, but you really grieve it. You cry over it. You say, okay, this is what I did. This is what happened to me. This is my destiny. But please, God, I don't want to be this way anymore, because this is not good for me. And this is exactly what I spoke about in the beginning. This is going to make your root chakra very, very strong. This is going to give you that foundational energy that you've been lacking, that you've been missing out on. Because you probably did have good, strong foundation. You're moralistic, you're righteous, but there's something else that's needed, and that's this change, the new beginnings. It can feel like a bit traumatic. It can feel unexpected also, but it's important that you transform and you move into this new reality. Okay, and after this, right after this, we have Four of Wands. Now this is again strong root chakra, Four of Wands. So we have death, which means root chakra is getting all the energy, and next is strength, confidence, yellow color. Manipur chakra also, I can say yellow and root. So both, because when your root chakra is super strong, confidence is bound to come in your life. You're bound to become a person who's like amazing, and you love yourself, you love who you are, you're not scared of losing anyone, you're not scared of losing anything, even your own self for that matter, because you've already done that couple of times. A sense of harmony is there, balance is there, and the completion feeling is there. Okay, so a lot of peace, contentment, and then comes a part where you have to make it consistent. You have to put it, this celebration, this joy. You teach yourself to remain relaxed, to remain calm. And this also is a feeling of homecoming. So a lot of people experience union because of this energy. Homecoming as in, home is where the heart is. Home is where we are. If you are always in the present moment, you'll always feel like you're at home, no matter where you are, no matter you're on Earth or Venus or Mars or any part of this cosmic reality, okay? So very nice energy, Venus, Aries energy, really luxurious energy, amazing energy, okay? And also it's a result of very like big battles that you fought, hard fought battles and big efforts coming into fruition now. So this is where I'm going to close this reading. I will see you in the next one. One love, peace out, and Victor to Ram.